show that gives you a taste of the island. Today we journey to the beautiful island of Trinidad, known for its carnival, vibrant culture, friendly people and lush tropical rainforests. Trinidad lies at the furthermost point of the Caribbean. It's approximately 11 miles off the coast of Venezuela. It's a very cosmopolitan island due to its colorful past. Aside from its native Amerindian background, it has been influenced by the French, Spanish, Portuguese, British, African and Asian cultures. This fantastic fusion of cultures is not only evident in its population, but crosses over into the everyday cuisine of the island. One of its favorites being bacon shark, or disputably shark and bake. So join us as we visit Maracas Bay. Maracas Bay is located on the northern coast of the island. The road to Maracas Bay meanders through a lush tropical rainforest, and every now and then the foliage parts and gives you a glimpse of the ocean below. It is one of the most sought-after destinations by both locals and tourists, not only for its ideal location, but also for its desirable seaside cuisine. The bay is a playground for visitors and a source of income for the nearby fishermen who supply the bacon shark vendors. To many, the word shark spells danger, but for the sharks found at Maracas, the tables have been turned, as they are transformed into a meal as succulent as snapper or bass. The preparation for bacon shark is as simple as its name. Dough is prepared for the bake by kneading flour, salt, water, yeast and sugar. It is left to sit for about 5 to 10 minutes, then made into little balls. After which it is rolled out with a rolling pin and deep fried in a traditional iron pot similar to a wok. The prepared shark is seasoned with a mixture of lemon and a variety of local herbs, then covered on both sides with plain flour and deep fried. The hot bake is then cut and stuffed with the fried shark and garnished with tomatoes, lettuce, and a variety of condiments that turn the simple bacon shark into a palatable delight. The condiments range from spicy to sublime. There's a local hot sauce and tamarind sauce, mango chutney. This is made from grated green mango mixed with black pepper, garlic, and cilantro. And finally, kuchela. For kuchela, the mango is grated and dried, then mixed with the usual black pepper and masala. They each have their own distinctive taste and flavor. Aside from its many beaches, Trinidad has a number of unspoiled rivers throughout the island that is ideal for picnicking. Many people venture to these rivers on a weekend for what is termed as a river line, translated a riverside picnic. Accessibility to some of these rivers is surprisingly easy. Usually, it's a short hike or walk from the main road outside of the city. Whatever path you choose, you're bound to find yourself in a most idyllic location, as we were at the Avocat River. Surrounded by lush tropical vegetation, cool breezes, the soothing sounds of water, and whistling birds. A true zen-like experience. You're definitely not going to find food vendors here, but people preparing their own food. And one of the most popular dishes is curried duck. Curried duck can be eaten with either boiled rice or roti, an East Indian type bread. The duck is usually cleaned and cut into small pieces before coming to the river. At the riverside, the duck is then seasoned with a variety of local herbs and seasonings, as well as East Indian spices such as curry powder, masala, and ground jeera. After the meat has been seasoned, it is set aside and a wood fire is started. Now the cooking begins. Cooking oil is poured into a large pot and placed over the open fire on river stones. When hot, curry powder is added and stirred until it begins to darken. The seasoned duck is then added and turned every 5 minutes. After 20 to 30 minutes, it's finally done and served hot. The taste is truly a melange of Caribbean and East Indian flavors, enhanced by the rich aroma of the wood-burning fire. A mouth-watering, delightfully delicious riverine dish.
As you continue to travel through the countryside, you're bound to come across these beautiful trees that range between some 8 to 18 meters tall. These trees are called breadfruit trees, the scientific name being Artocarpus altilis, which bears a large green-colored fruit called the breadfruit. Surprisingly, the breadfruit is not native to Trinidad. In fact, it was introduced to Captain Cook and his crew whilst on a voyage to Tahiti in 1769. It was then later introduced to the British plantation owners, who thought it had great potential in the British West Indies, where it could be used to serve the slaves who worked on the sugar plantations.
So in 1793, the breadfruit was brought to the Caribbean. A green breadfruit, which weighs about several kilos, contains about 30 to 40% starch and is rich in vitamin B. However, as the breadfruit ripens, the starch is converted into sugar and the fruit becomes rich in vitamin C. It can be eaten baked, boiled, fried, roasted and steamed, and may be accompanied with any variety of side dishes. A favorite method of cooking breadfruit in today's home, both urban and rural, is by boiling breadfruit in coconut milk. This is called oil down, and it is particularly tasty when cooked on a coal pot, as we found out in the blanchy shells. By skillful use of a long wooden pole, the selected breadfruit is picked. The picked breadfruit is then examined to make sure that it is mature enough for cooking. After being washed, the stem is cut off and the breadfruit is divided and cut into wedges. They are then cleaned by removing the seed and pulp of the breadfruit and its thick outer skin.
traditional coal pot is ready. Pumpkin is peeled. It is then cut into lengths and sliced. Fresh green seasonings are diced to flavor the meal. Garlic pegs are peeled. These pegs are then thinly sliced. A couple pimento peppers are diced to give the breadfruit a spicy taste. Onions too are also thinly sliced. The freshly cut seasonings are mixed and set aside for later use. Pieces of a dried coconut are grated. The grating process is necessary as the finely grated nut will be used to make coconut milk. A large cast iron pot is placed on the coal pot for heating. Once it is heated to an ideal temperature, oil is added. Seasonings are first added and quickly stirred. The wedges of the breadfruit are placed in with the zesty seasonings.
Getting milk ready, yeah? Put the milk now and after that put the pork.
Immediately after, most of the coconut milk is poured in and all the ingredients are thoroughly mixed. The rest of the coconut milk is now poured in. The sliced pumpkin is added to the mixture.
You know what? We didn't get the salt seasoning.
Ready?
Salt is then added. The seasoned breadfruit and pumpkin are again stirred in the pot to ensure that they are properly combined. The pot is then covered and the meal is left to cook until the breadfruit becomes a creamy yellow color with the texture of a boiled potato. This simple but tasty meal is served hot and is enjoyed by everyone. Back in the city, far from the scenic beaches and idyllic rivers of the countryside, there's a never-ending hustle and bustle of modern-day urban life.
Nicknamed the city that never sleeps, St. James is the most bustling nighttime city on the island of Trinidad. This is primarily due to the wide assortment of bars, pubs, fast food restaurants, and food vendors all contributing to the hub of activity. To appreciate the St. James experience, you need to take a walk down its avenue and have a drink at any of the many bars that line the street. If alcoholic drinks are too strong for you, then pay a visit to Harry, the punch maker. Harry offers his popular peanut punch and Simos, a local aphrodisiac. As there are bars, so too there are restaurants and sidewalk food vendors. However, the all-time favorite is doubles. But what is a doubles? A doubles consists of 2 pieces of flat circular dough made from yellow split peas flour that has been deep fried. This is called the bara. Every doubles has 2 pieces of bara which overlap each other with a serving of curried chana, also known as chickpeas, between them, topped with some zesty pepper sauce and served hot. It is extremely tasty, and despite its small size, it can be quite satisfying.
Some people have doubles for breakfast, lunch, or even dinner. So for some, it can be the most versatile food you can imagine. But where did doubles originate?
The origin of doubles can be traced back to 1845, with the influx of East Indian indentured laborers. These immigrant workers came to work on the central and southern sugar estates in Trinidad and brought with them their homeland culture and religion. They came with little or no money. They lived in marginalized conditions and spent their entire day from dusk to dawn harvesting cane on the sugar plantations. It is from this grim existence that the doubles arose. Flour and chana were dietary basics. It was in everyone's home, mainly because it was cheap and easy to prepare. With this in mind and a harsh reality facing him, Mr. Ali, a young man with an entrepreneurial spirit, decided to sell bara and chana. He first started selling it on the cane cutter's payday as a single bara topped with chana. However, customers found that a single bara wasn't enough and started asking for 2 by saying, "Make mine a doubles." And so the existence of the infamous doubles came to be. First, the various seasonings and condiments are prepared. The cilantro leaves are blended to make seasonings. Hot peppers are blended to a pulp-like texture. Freshly picked mangoes are peeled and sliced. It is then blended to make mango chutney. Cucumbers are cored and grated to make a zesty kuchala. Tamarind seeds with their pulps are flavored with hot pepper sauce. The blended cilantro is then added, and preparation for the chana begins. Garlic is fried until golden brown. Curry powder is mixed in. A little water is also added to prevent the curry from cooking too quickly. Seasonings are also added and slowly mixed in. Pre-soaked chana is then put to boil. The curry sauce is added and stirred in. The chana is left to boil until soft, and after 30 minutes, it's usually cooked. Finally, the bara is prepared. Flour, saffron, baking powder and salt are combined to make the dough. The saffron-flavored dough is then rolled into balls. They are then flattened into circular shapes for frying. After being fried, it's immediately stored away in order to maintain its temperature. Doubles continues to be in high demand at night, and for some of the best nighttime doubles, one has to go to St. James.
Commanders no set like Lagley. Yes, Mr. Marshall. Mr. Kite, so man, what you